Hello, my dears. This is your favorite purple lady, Amethyst Lady, back again with another Legends of Runeterra video. Today we are going to do a deep dive into the makings of my favorite deck to run, which I've called Bleed for Me. I want to rework this deck, so I've called upon Bedtimebuddy and Omegastryfe, both platinum ranked players, to help me out. Before we begin, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and smash the subscribe button for more awesome gaming content. The format was done so you feel like you're right there with us as we go through the cards in each video. One more thing, I just wanted to do a little bit of a disclaimer in the beginning of this video. We were super turned up about this particular couple of cards. You will feel the passion, so make sure you stay through the whole thing to get this passionate argument about these particular cards. So stay till the end. I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Next one
I would hate
is
to pull her and then she fights a team like the very next game.
Blood for Blood. Alright, so I already know there's some mixed feelings on this card. I like this card because not only does it allow me obviously to have a copy of a card that survives in hand, it can prompt those cards that get buffs based on if they take damage, as well as sometimes it can thwart those issues where the person might play like a spell, and then the spell specifically is like, oh, well, you know, I'll do this to your card, and then you kill your card off anyway. And it's like, all right, now you don't get any value for your spell. I still get a copy of it back in my hand, and, you know, based on what it is, you know, they might be in a worse situation. So I have found ways to get value out of it. I do wish that it was not just for followers, because that has messed me up sometimes, where it's like, all right, I'd love to have two trends, and then you can't.
Yeah,
but
that's too strong.
But yeah, those are my reasonings. Now, I do have two of them currently. I did run with three of them, but I already took one of them out. So, alright, open forum, thoughts?
Alright, this card is buns. It's too expensive for one damage that you can only do to yourself. Despite the fact that it has synergies in your deck, the cards that you're hoping to use it with also require more synergy. Not to mention it's a mana beast. This 3 mana. Do me a favor, minimize this real quick, and sort all regions. Yeah, and then show unowned, and go to the sort thing in the middle there, and put spells. Now let's consider all these powerful spells in like other regions, or that you would be encountering around this point of the game. You got to sort by all regions in the middle. Yeah, all regions. Okay. So, Thermogenic Beam. Oh wait, it's not sorting in 3 drops.
Oh, she's gonna filter 3 drops.
Oh, in the yeah, and then the 3, and then just minimize it. There we go. Culling Strike, kill someone. Death Mark, very annoying. Changes the board, kill someone. Deny, let's not even talk about it. Flash Freeze is a staple in the deck. On guard, like if you play it, you start challenging the people in the right order, and you might be able to sneak in a nice, swift, quick attack. Flash of Brilliance, great card, goes with Lux, goes with Heimerdinger, staple in the deck. Karma as well. Fresh Offerings, very situational card. You know, hit or miss. Situational card, but great with spiders.
Get excited.
Get excited. 3 damage. That's like gonna kill so many things.
Yeah.
And it goes. You could win the game.
Yep.
Win the game. It goes great with Jinx. You get your Mega Death Rocket. Suddenly, out of nowhere, 7 damage.
7 damage.
What you do to deserve 7 damage? You just want to play the card game. You just want to play the game. Now you get hit with 7 damage to the face. You got Iceborne Legacy. Like, you take a card. So you got cards. Hold up. Before you poo-poo this card, right? So there's cards that will make duplicates, like a lot of duplicates of a card, and put it back in your deck. So it's a Piltover card. I think it gives you like 4 copies of any card that you're choosing. I think it includes champions. And you would basically give a +1/+1 to that card everywhere. So you know how this game works. As soon as you push somebody to 4 health, that card becomes 10 times more difficult to deal with. So that card definitely has a tremendous impact on the long run of the game.
Yeah, I think that's lower impact to the overall game, but
compared to the others.
I see the upside.
But if that's what your deck is built around, right?
It could have a great upside.
Right? Now we look at Might. It's burst, so you can't react to it. It's going to give you an additional 3 attack, and it gives you overwhelm. Mm-hmm. So if somebody tries to chicken block you, which is a term that I coined, chicken block. It's a fighting game term, but I think it works well here. Where somebody puts a person to block you, and then they sacrifice them to like pick up 2 cards, or they kill them. Say like you put your 1/1 to block a 5/5, and then you Blades Edge it, so that way you don't take the 5 damage, but they also don't get the over. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So you play something like this, so that way when they try to chicken block you, you still get to attack through. Mm-hmm. This is a great card.
Great card.
Or if somebody decides to block you with a 1/1, you have a 5/5 or a really beefed up Unscarred Reaver. Now you're getting like 8 penetration damage on the person, where the deck has a Darius to come out and close later on, and it's just great stuff. Like they may even in the late game block Darius with somebody that's really beefy, so that way they don't lose, and then block with a 1/1 to your really beefy Reaver or some Scar Mother or something, and then you play Might, and it changes everything. Mm-hmm. Now they got to start playing cards, and they got to scramble at that, and you use your spare mana to do it. Great card. Revive a friendly minion that died this round. You know how hard sometimes people go far and wide to kill a minion? Like, people do crazy things to kill a minion. You just bring it back. Just bring it back. And it's an ally, too, so you can pick a champion or whoever.
Right.
Also 3 costs. Mobilize. You're playing against Demacia, and they start getting to the late game where they have like 8 to 10 mana, and they play this, you already know them dogs are coming. They're going to drop like 3-4 strong. Next turn for Demacia, it's going to be really hard to deal with that. Noxian Guillotine, way too situational, but every now and then it has a little fringe use. Onslaught of Shadows is a staple in a lot of mid-range Hecarim decks. Absolute staple.
I haven't seen him so much.
Yeah. Prismatic Barrier is a staple in the Fiora decks, in the Shen Fiora decks. It's a staple. Relentless Pursuit, you're running Lucian, staple. Rising Spellforce, just look at the card and read it. It's a great card. Shadow Shift, you get to move someone out, save them, but still have a stat line that can destroy a lot of things while rescuing your unit from the battle. Not to mention, you're putting an ephemeral there, so you might be able to pass that ephemeral off to somebody else, depending on when you decide to use the Shadow Shift. You target me with a Mystic Shot, it's going to kill my Zed. I Shadow Shift. Now you're going to kill that instead of my Zed. I still got my Zed. Put him right back down. Your Shadow Shift is done. Or I could Death Mark and get some value because your Shadow Shift lost its target. Or your Mystic Shot lost its target. Splinter Soul. So you summon an exact copy of an ally and it's 1/1. So you have those ephemeral dudes that are 1/1 and summon the 4/4. You play this, summon a copy, get an additional 4/4. Why not? I mean, do you like having 4 health?
Another shark, another 4/4.
Exactly. Another shark, any of that stuff. Great. Standalone, everybody uses that card, everybody knows it's great. Steel Tempest, staple in Yasuo. Secession, summon a Dauntless Vanguard, trash. Great.
Trash.
Take Heart, staple.
Yeah, staple.
Yeah.
Any deck that plays in this game would love to have Take Heart. And if this card could be in every deck, it would be in a lot of decks.
I agree.
Tall Tales, too situational. Get out of here. Twin Disciplines.
That's a strong card.
All y'all have felt the wrath of that card. You felt the wrath. You felt the wrath. I felt the wrath.
I think that should be honestly a rare.
This should definitely be a rare.
Yeah,
2/2 would be fine.
I think 2 or 2.
2 oh yeah 2 or 2.
Yeah. For a common, but if it's a rare, then +3/+3.
Or better yet, make it fast.
Yeah.
Why is it that versatile?
It should be burst.
Why is it that versatile?
It should be
it's burst.
It should be fast.
Come on now.
Yeah, you're right. It should be that, but fast.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, Vision. This card has natural synergy with this card deck with Jinx and all that type of stuff, so you probably have that inside of your deck.
Synergistic, yep.
Whirling Death. A battling ally strikes a battling enemy. Now, there are times...
That's a good card, man.
Because you know why? Because they don't clash.
Yeah.
It just hits the person. It's not even a clash. It's just a straight up hit. If anything, this card might have a home. You attack the 5/1, you pull somebody, you're about to kill that dude. They decide to block your other dude with somebody else. Now, because you use your 5 attack stat line on somebody else, way more value than you're making a copy in your hand. It's going to cost more mana later. So almost every card.
That's a good card.
Should eat the food, man.
Huh?
Should eat the food.
She eats food?
Should eat the food.
Go ahead.
Or, yeah, I'm already eating. I'm just saying for y'all, because it's going to get cold.
I'm good. I'm not even that hungry. So almost every card on this list has a greater impact, standalone or even in their respective deck builds, than this card where you're going to do 1 damage. That's the main thing you're looking for when you play it. The main thing you're looking for when you play it is that 1 damage. The copy is nice to have. Don't get it twisted. You might be able to play that card later on. There may be a point in the time where, putting down another 0-3 or putting down a 2-4 or something like that. Well, putting down a 2-3 that you could get a little extra 2 damage off or whatever. I ain't trying to minimize it by using that type of voice. But what I'm saying is that most of the time when you play that card, you're trying to get that 1 damage off so that way you can buff your guy. Right. I feel like for 3 mana, you might as well have another Blade's Edge to get that 1 damage off, save your 2 mana, so that way later on you can play a more impactful spell without having a negative impact on your mana pool. We're talking about turn 3. People are gonna arrive at turn 3 and hold their deny until turn 9. And by the time turn 9 comes, they're gonna have another deny. Right. So do they care about you doing your 1 damage to your guy so they could go up by 3 attack, so they could trade with damn near anybody under the sun? You spent your 3 mana, you don't have it anymore, but then later in the game, when you want to play something really big, or they start negating your Vladimir effect when you're trying to push for a win condition, because they have all these denies stocked up and it's not even an option for you to have, I'm off. I'm all the way off. That card is toast.
So it's funny because he and I argued about this card before. And the more that I think about it, and the more that I hear about its argument, and the more that I think about the importance of turn 3. So I think this game is centered around turn 3.
Yeah.
Cards. There is so much strength in the turn 3 drops. Because there's so many impactful cards that will either leave you with a deficit of cards, with an advantageous position that the opponent can't come back from,
or a really good trader like a 2-4.
There's so many things. So like, the more that I hear about your argument, and then the more that I think internally about the effect and who this would go on turn 3 on curve or later,
who cares?
I think that there is that who cares aspect to it.
Yeah.
That if it's early, I don't care if you're getting another 0-3 on your hand, because you would still have to use another card, as Julio said, to synergize it, to empower it. And if you're using it later, then I'd rather have a Whirling Death, a Culling Strike. I'd rather have some of the other cards, a Frostbite.
Yeah, like not to mention if on say turn 4, the following turn, you drop your Unscarred Reaver that you duplicated, and then you power it up with an Aristocat. Sure, you have a 5/2 and a 2/2 now, but you don't got no mana. Yeah, I'm still sitting on my deny. I don't care about your little petty.
The more that I think about this, honestly, I think that I used to defend this card. I think that this if this was a turn 2 with the same effect with the follower, this would have a good argument.
Yeah.
Because of the turn 2 effect.
Yeah.
I think because of the prominence of turn 3s and the fact that we just went through that exercise of the impact that turn 3 spell cards could have, this falls short. This falls short on what the other turn 3 cards, a lot of them could have. So I'm going to agree with you that for turn 3, even in this deck,
from the pool that we have available to us, there's better turn 3 spells.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think that if this is turn 2, because of the fact that you can't copy a champion, that's too strong.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can copy a follower, but you still have to pay the mana to play that follower.
Yes.
And you still have to empower that follower.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 cost is too much. Okay. So I think if this exact card was a turn 2, we would be having a completely different conversation.
Would you deny this card? Would you ever deny this card?
Most, like 85%, no.
Only if it's threatening, like, your Ash.
Yeah, if it's threatening, like, to kill my person or to end the game.
And even then, you still might not deny it.
And it's very rare. And it's just a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah.
And you still have to pay 6 mana to pay the copy that you made.
Yeah.
Then whatever. I think this costs too much for the effect, and I agree with you.
Alright, okay guys. Well, looks like we might be making a change eventually, but that's a video after this, so make sure you stay tuned.
I became a follower.
Yeah, click that subscribe so you can catch all of the Runeterra videos, including the one that's gonna follow this one. But let's keep on going.
I got fired up. I'm all hot now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Start getting me turned up, man.
Culling Strike.
Put more in your deck.
I just noticed
That's
I only
it.
have 1.
That's it.
And I'm like, alright, I
Put
like
more.
being able to kill a unit with 3 or less power because sometimes that even kills champs that I don't want to deal
Put
with.
more.
Yes.
Put
So
more.
in retrospect, yeah, I need to put more of this.
Put more.
in the
That's
deck.
all.
So
We've been to debate whether it's 2 or 3,
Yeah.
but you gotta have more than 1.
alright.
This is what I
Too
think.
strong.
I think that playing a Culling Strike into someone that just buffs their guy with twin disciplines is a very unfulfilling turn. It's very unfulfilling. However, attacking someone and then they block you with someone with intent to use twin disciplines and then you play Culling Strike is very fulfilling. Especially if you follow that up with a burst overwhelm to the chin.
Yeah.
So,
And even if you don't, it's still a favorable trade. If they buff their person plus 3 HP to survive the trade, and you still kill them, you may not get the damage off, but you still keep the unit.
attack.
Yeah. That's fair.
This is clearly a 3-of.
Alright.
But it will require practice to get used to the proper application because sometimes your opponent having a 2/2 Shadow Seeker just chilling and then you try to Culling Strike it might not be the best way to go about it.
Right.
But you attacking them and then they decide to block you with like, the life dude, the 3/4s or whatever he is. And then you find a way to block or you pull them to fight and then they decide, all right, well, if you want to do that, I'm going to use my twin disciplines, go up to 6 health or whatever the case is. And then you'd be like, I got Culling Strike, my guy.
Okay. Brahms. I mean, so many champions.
Brahms are free.
Zed.
Braum will almost never survive this.
Heimdallers, Ezreals. I mean, you go down the list. Lucians. Yeah. I mean, there's so many, not only champions, that I don't care if you're killing an Elise, a Lucian, a Heimendinger. I don't care what it is. Trading a Culling Strike for their champion, worth
it, yeah.
And then if they empower their unit with HP to trade favorably against your person, and then you trade that, as he said, that's already winning.
It becomes like when you use it. So you attack with greater power with the intent, with the thought in the back of your mind, well, if they decide to power up, I'm going to now threaten them with Culling Strike.
Yes.
And now if you wanted to try to deny my Culling Strike, because I got 3, I might use Culling Strike again, bro.
Yeah, 3-of. Yeah, I would say 3-of. I would say 3-of.
Easily a 3-of.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Well,
especially in this deck that may struggle early with the back line.
Yeah, I agree.
Your opponent gets a Teemo down or
it's
bright and early.
Yeah.
Straight up, just kill.
Get them out.
Get them out.
And I dislike Teemo enough.
All of them.
Yeah.
Get them out.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you watch the next video in this series and join in the discussion by leaving a comment below. Like, subscribe, and take care, my dears. Bye.